Alright, what's up, guys? So, I wanted to do a video. I've been hearing about this clavicular guy again, and I guess he OD'd over the weekend. I don't know when. I'm not really even entirely sure if he's even okay right now. I'm pretty sure he is, otherwise it would have made YouTubers videos more often. They would have been saying something by now. It would have made the news if he passed. But I just kind of wanted to do a quick take on, I guess, some clips of him during that night and see what is exactly going on with this kid. Without further ado, let's just get into the video.
Alright, I can't even. I'm absolutely gone.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Yeah, let me go sit somewhere. Dude, I'm gone.
Guys, things are getting really bad for one particular streamer, and I think a lot of us have honestly seen this coming. I think we all kind of knew.
I'm sorry if you heard me drinking water. That could have been very loud. I don't know. Let's get back into it.
Knew that it was going to get bad sooner or later, but it's manifested itself in one of the scariest ways it probably could. And I mean, this is it. This is the turning point. This is potentially the beginning of the end. If something does not change here quickly with our friend Clavicular, he's probably not going to be our friend that much longer. Guys, the keen and observant August the Duck viewer may have...
Probably not. I agree with this guy, with August the Duck. If Clavicular doesn't change his ways, he's not going to last that much longer. I just watched a video. I don't know which video. I think I read it in the comments, or I think Clavicular himself has said it. Or I watched a video with him and Aiden Ross. Clavicular does meth. Like, when I heard that he does meth to lose weight, meth, I think to myself, what the actual hell is going on? Meth. I mean, that's just insane to me. It's insane. It doesn't even make sense. You do meth. I mean, what's next? Another Twitch streamer or Kick streamer is gonna come out and say they do crack to lose weight? You do meth to lose weight. And people hang out with this guy. You have people hang out with this guy. People that don't do drugs, like Myron Gaines or Andrew Tate or Aiden Ross. I think Aiden Ross does drugs. Or Sneeko. Who knows? Maybe Sneeko does drugs too. But you have some of these guys that have a little bit of respect because some of the things they say for men are actually really good advice. Yes, they do go over the extreme and they say certain things to, push their message out there because it builds a lot of conversation. It builds a lot of controversy. So a lot of the things they do say are overboard, like how Andrew Tate says a few things overboard. Myron Gaines says a few things overboard. But they hung out with this guy. Maybe they didn't know the type of drugs he does. Who knows? If I was ever at that level of being, popular on YouTube, Twitch, whatever, and then I met this clavicular guy, if I didn't know he does drugs at first, I'd be like, oh, what's up, man? I'll shake his hand and whatnot. But after finding out that this man does meth, I'm sorry, man. Out of character and principle, I can't be friends with you. I can't be cool with you. I can't be seen hanging out with you. I'm not just gonna be a dick and be like, oh, get out of here, man. If I see you, I'll nod my head. I'll be like, oh, I'll wave my hand and be like, hey, what's up? And that's it, and I'll keep it moving. I'm not gonna shake your hand. I'm not gonna wanna sit down and have a conversation with you. No. I'm not gonna have myself hanging around with you, making it seem like you're a good person or you're cool to be hanging out with. especially if you have children. Like, if you have children, do you want your children to know, oh, you're hanging out with this guy? He does meth. He does meth to lose weight. Forget the breaking of the cheekbones and all that. This man does meth and ketamines, and he does all sorts of drugs to lose weight. What is going on? How old is this guy? Let's get back in the video. Like, I'm so confused. That's why I had to kind of go on that small rant, like, just to be like, what is going on? I've never heard of somebody that would go to that extreme. Not even women go to that extreme. This is on the same level as the women who are bulimic and they're vomiting and throwing up to all their food, getting very anorexic. Like, you're taking meth. You're a step lower than them. They're not eating, or they're vomiting overwhelmingly. Which, I'm not gonna lie, you probably force yourself to vomit. You probably eat a big ass double cheese, bacon, Big Mac burger or whatever, and then you go home and you probably stick your fingers down your throat and you vomit. Who knows if you do that? My guy, you go and do meth. You do meth to lose weight. And Kick puts your streams out there. Kick promotes you. Let's get back into the video.
Notice something over the last month or so. Now look, if you didn't notice this, it's really not that big of a deal. I am going to think less of you, but you really shouldn't let that affect you as much as you're probably going to want to. We can rebuild. If you've really been paying attention, over the last month or so, you've probably noticed that we have talked about Clavicular a lot on this channel. It feels like it's pretty much been once a week, and usually when I make those videos, it's like a funny haha thing. Clavicular does something stupid, we point and laugh, and then we get serious for like the last 2 minutes of the video, and I say something usually along the lines of, like, if somebody doesn't step in at some point, shit's gonna get bad for the guy. Unfortunately, it seems like we have kind of hit that point. As of right now, it is being reported that yesterday, Clavicular OD'd while he was live streaming. Now, this has not been confirmed by, like, Clavicular or his team, but the footage looks really bad. There was a 911 call about a young man overdosing at the restaurant Clavicular was at. The stream was immediately ended after his friends and his team noticed. There is footage of his bodyguards carrying him out of the restaurant, and the stream has since been deleted. So I mean, we can't say without a doubt that this is exactly what happened, but it really does seem like this.
You're an idiot. I'm sorry, you're an idiot. I never thought his name is even hard to pronounce. Clavicular is even, I never thought of him as an intelligent person to begin with. His name is from what, the clavicle bone, or the clavicular, like, what bone is that? Yeah, I think it's the clavicle bone, right? Clavicular, clavicular. I think it's from the clavicle bone. I believe that's what his name is for. So, I never thought of this guy as an intelligent person to begin with. He's never had that charisma to be speaking fluently, to be speaking intelligently. Like, when he has his podcast or debates, I never sit there. I mean, I barely even watch any of them. I've seen maybe one or two, and those are usually with, like, when Myron is there or Andrew Tate is there. I usually like, oh, let me see what this is about, and I usually watch it. And speaking on those, I mean, Andrew Tate's interviews are kind of getting, they've been falling. His emergency meetings, I don't look at any of those. They're just him making a bunch of jokes and, oh, this and this and that. You are very good, sir. He's just making jokes, and I'm not into that. I like when he sits down and has debates on podcasts like Piers Morgan's or random people, when he has an interview and it's like talking about society itself and talking about how he views the world and how the world works, not making his locker room jokes that are just kind of boring and juvenile. They're just boring. But to get back on track, Clavicular does not have that type of language that Myron has or that Andrew Tate has. When he talks, it's more boring, it's more basic. You could understand that he really doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's kind of just going off of how he feels, and he's just going off of random things in his head. Maybe he's even high all the time when he's in all of his interviews, because sometimes he's not even making sense. I'm flabbergasted by the meth. I am flabbergasted by the meth. Does any of his friends know? Does any of these other people know? When I say friends, I mean real friends. Do they know? Because if they're really your friends, they would tell you to stop. These people that are walking around on your stream, these bodyguards that you have standing here that you're paying, they should stop you from doing meth. I don't know why they're not stopping you. They should have been stopped you so they could save your life if they were really your friends. Even if they were your employers and you're paying them good money and they want to continue to get that money, why aren't they telling you to chill? Hey man, chill, I think you had enough. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. Maybe they don't want to, because if they tell you to chill and you get pissed, you'll probably fire them, and then there goes their paycheck. So they're probably looking at you like, man, this kid is stupid, but he's paying me good money so he could keep getting high all he wants. They don't care. For all they know, they could be stealing from your dumbass. Let's get on with it.
Is probably the case. And I mean, as unfortunate as this is to say, I feel like this is something that a lot of us saw coming. Now we're going to look at part of the footage from the stream here in minutes. I'm not going to be playing.
I don't know how this guy is doing meth. Man, look at this dude is a fool, dude. And this is not even me hating on him. I don't like to see people waste their potential. You have potential. You have an audience. You're reaching people. You want to talk about people in a way that you're like, hey, love your body, get that fit body, go to the gym, work out, do the whole breaking of your jaw thing, whatever. It's not, it's silly, but it's not horrible. But now you're doing meth and you're doing drugs and you're like, oh, you do this drug, do this to lose weight, and you're glorifying it. I just don't want to see a young person die so stupidly and just waste their life. You will be nothing but a footnote. You'll have the same type of people that are hating on you. They'll come out with the video and they'll laugh at you. They'll talk shit about you. They'll say good riddance. They'll drag you into the dirt. That if you end up ODing again and this time not recovering from it, they won't care. And you'll be on Wikipedia, you'll be on the news, and they will just make fun of you, and then you'll be a footnote in history. Nobody will even care. You won't be remembered. You'll just be like that one guy who passed away. Like all these what is it called? SoundCloud rappers. Like a few of them that died from either gun violence or ODing. Let's not get on the gun violence, because gun violence, I mean, you live the life you live, and that happens. It's unfortunate. But let's stick with the ODing and drugs. You have a few SoundCloud rappers that have OD'd on drugs. Who even remembers their names? And when you do remember their name, you're like, oh, that one person who had this one song. Me, I'm not going to remember any of their songs because I don't know any of these SoundCloud rappers at all. At all. This man is going to end up unaliving himself or hurting himself with these drugs that he's taking. I don't get it. Hey man, what do you do to lose weight like that and be in pretty good shape? Shoot, I'm thinking I'm gonna go buy a bike, or I'm gonna go jogging. I'm gonna start eating 1 or 2 meals a day, drinking about 2 bottles of water with some lemon water. I think I'm gonna start doing that. Oh no, you don't need to do that, man. Just take some meth like me. I take meth. What? You take meth? I'm surprised your teeth ain't even fallen out yet. You take meth, man. Do you go and find Walter White? Like, what is going on? Let's get back in the video, man.
Like the 911 call or the footage of him being carried out of the restaurant, because I just don't think it's really necessary for this video. You know, this is kind of a difficult subject to cover because on one hand, Clavicular is a guy who has been given many chances to prove himself as like a halfway decent person, and at pretty much every chance he's been given, he has failed. He's also a guy who has been promoting.
It's not a difficult video in that sense. It's a difficult video because you're watching a young kid act foolishly and gamble with his life by taking hardcore drugs, overdosing, and continuing to still live that life with all his friends on Instagram, Twitch, all these platforms, laughing and egging it on. Like that one video with Aiden Ross and Vitaly ZT, whatever the hell his name is, Vitaly coming in on there, and then the one dude from that let his girl have sex with some black guy. You have them all on the stream, sitting on the bed and in the chair. Clavicular comes in high and says he's on ketamine and this and that, and Aiden Ross is laughing. Oh, ha ha ha! You're doing this, you're doing that. The girl that got banged by another dude was sitting on the bed, and she said, I feel so bad for you. I feel scared for you. Like, what are you doing? Like, and you're listening to her and you're like, she's making a point? You have a porn star here who's married to a guy and they're still doing porn. They have a 5-year-old child, and she's laughing and making jokes about having sex with the black guy, and the black guy's bigger than the husband, and she's making a valid point. If she's making a valid point, Clavicular, you should have sat then and there and you should have been like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? But instead, she makes a joke and says, you rated me a 5.5, so I need to know what I need to know what my husband is ranked, because if he's ranked this, then I need to go find something else. And then Clavicular gets butt hurt, and you could see it in his face. Why would you say that? That's messed up, man. That's messed up. The way Clavicular looked in that video, I swear, and this is not me stating anything. I'm not making an accusation. This is just me speculation, and it's not true. This is just what I see. So don't take this for word. He actually looks like he could be abusive. Just by his reaction, he looks like he could be abusive. And meaning he doesn't look like he's a fun drunk or a fun person to be if he's high out of his mind around. It looks like he could be very aggressive and angry. Maybe not physically aggressive, but maybe verbally aggressive, maybe throwing things around, breaking stuff. It just doesn't look like he's a chill dude to be around when he's drunk or high. But again, even the female that did all those things said she's afraid for you. And I think that video happened before your OD, so that is just crazy timing. Crazy timing. Let's get back in the video.
Experimental peptides and illegal drugs to teenagers ever since he blew up. So I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard for me to find any sympathy for the guy. At the same time, however, this guy just turned 20 a few months ago. He's been a teenager for pretty much...
He just turned 20 years old. This man has been 19, 17, wherever he came from. I don't even know what year he even got popular. I don't know if it's been 2-3 years. I have no idea. This man just turned 20 years old. He's not even 21. Doesn't he drink alcohol on his streams? Maybe in Miami you don't have to be 21. I don't know. I thought that was almost everywhere you had to be 21 in the US. But maybe, I don't know, maybe he's not drinking alcohol in those videos. I don't know. But this man just turned 20 and he's taking meth and living this drug-filled life at such a young age. That means he was doing these drugs before he was even 20. You gotta watch your friends, man. You gotta watch your friends. You got to watch your friends. They're not in it for you because they win. They win either way. Especially your friends that are always on your podcasts, that are always on your streams, that are always there. They will win from your downfall, just like they will win from your uprising. They will win from your downfall. If you keep going higher and you uprise and you keep going, they'll get more recognition from being with you. They'll get paid from you, so it's good for them. But if you end up ceasing to exist, all they have to do is get a camera themselves, start setting up their own social media accounts. Maybe they'll create a podcast with a few other friends, and they'll just talk about the stories of hanging with Clavicular, doing drugs with Clavicular, going to the club with Clavicular, talking about how Clavicular was off camera, on camera, and they will get views. They will get everything that they need to make a living and start off real well without you being there. So they don't care if you do drugs or not. You gotta watch your friends. Let's get on with it.
The entire time he's been blowing up on the internet. And I mean, historically, like half of the teenagers who attain the kind of fame and attention this guy has gotten don't handle it all too well. Does that excuse any of the shit he's done? Absolutely not. The only reason I say that really is because while I'm not going to find much sympathy for the guy, I'm also not going to sit here and be like, yippee, this finally happened. He finally OD'd. I've been seeing a lot of that on the internet and I just don't really buy into that. I'm just hoping that this can...
Of course you'll be seeing a lot of that. That's how this world is. That's all these, what do they call them, Gen Zers? That's all these kids act nowadays. If something bad happens to somebody, you celebrate. Even if this person's not a murderer or a grape. You know, even if they're not that type of person, people will celebrate your death. You could be a nice guy and you're just an asshole. People will celebrate your death. You could have views that you agree with, that you disagree with. People will celebrate your death. Those are horrible people. You should not celebrate this kid here. If anything happens to him, you should not celebrate to it. You can make videos and be like, you knew this was gonna happen. This is gonna happen eventually if you didn't seek help. My heart goes out to his family. You could say those type of things, but don't celebrate. Don't celebrate. Don't let the devil into you and think it's okay to celebrate from somebody's downfall. Let's get back into the video.
Be sort of a wake-up call for him. I'm not super hopeful, though, if I'm being honest. Millions of people across the internet have been telling him to wake up every single day, pretty much ever since he got popular, so if he didn't listen then, I don't really know why he'd listen now. To be fair, I guess this gets into territory that's a bit different than what Clavicular is normally critiqued for. Obviously, he has been critiqued for his drug usage in the past, but I feel like a lot of people, myself included, but maybe it was just me though, thought that all the talk about like using meth to get lean was just a joke, like shit for a clip, but this kind of thing breaks the fourth wall, and like when it gets outed that you're doing fentanyl recreationally, which a lot of people seem to think that's what's happening here, you might start to get a different genre of wake-up calls. I guess we'll just have to see.
Nice to meet you. How are you, man?
Okay, now we're into the video. Now we're into his interactions, how he's acting this night. I think this is even the night that he did OD, so let's get into it.
What's up, brother?
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Oh my god. Alright, take care, bro.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Can you take it?
Can I take it? Sorry, I can't even. I'm absolutely gone.
You see, this is when you know you're doing too much. This is when you know that you've overdone it. You're too free. You're talking too free. You're not watching your back. You're out at a club. You have money. You have wealth. You're not watching your back from strangers that could run up on you, even if you have security guards and everything like that. Who knows what security guard will look over the shoulder to be like, yeah, go ahead and get him. Let's deny that point though. Let's say that doesn't happen. You still got to be aware of your surroundings. This guy is out of his mind, drunk and high. He's man. Sorry, man. God, he can't even hold the phone. He can't even hold the phone to take a picture. Sorry, God, man. Not even making any sense. You're rambling. What is going on? You know you're too drunk and you're high if you're out at a club and you're letting every stranger that you speak with know that you're drunk. It's like those drunk girls that are like, oh, I'm so drunk, and they're just yelling out loud that they're drunk with those predators that are peeking around the corner. Which girl said they're drunk? I got my eye on her. I'm going to go flirt with her and see if I could get her number and take her to the crib. You have those guys out there that will do that. This guy is sitting there, oh man, I'm so gone. Why are you saying that out loud? Why are you voicing that? You have so many people that will be probably looking at you, watching you. Let me see if I can run up on this guy. Oh no, he has bodyguards. I can't do that. But oh, he's high. Let me see if I could go chill with him, talk with him, see if I could hit him up and be like, hey man, what's up? Maybe he'll throw me a few hundred. Maybe he'll throw me a few thousand. Be like, oh, thanks for the support, man. Let me give you something. Because he's drunk out of his mind. Who knows? You're going to a place that you know nothing about. These bodyguards don't even matter at this point. Anybody could just run at you and just, if they want to do harm to you, they could just run at you and harm you. And then worry about the repercussions of being beaten down by your bodyguards afterwards. You're out there just talking like a fool. They could even run at you and yank whatever jewelry is on your neck, if that jewelry is worth anything. If that watch on your wrist, if that's those Rolex watches that are a few $100,000 or 500,000, they could run up to you and just yank that damn thing off your wrist, and they could book it and run because you're so high. You're falling all over the place. You're a fool right now, man. Get some better friends. Get some help. Next, let's get into the video again. Let's get back into it.
Holy fuck.
Oh shit. Thank
Holy
you.
shit. Take care.
Yeah, so I mean, as you can see, he seems pretty fucked up. I'm not an expert on...
Look at him. He's about to fall over. He's about to fall over forward. He's like one of those inflatable tube men, the way he's moving back and forth. He's just moving like a fool, like a drunken. I don't want to say drunken master because that sounds like a compliment. You're moving around like a drunk who's trying to keep balance, like an inflatable tube man. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? You gotta stop.
Drugs or anything. I know that might come as a surprise to some of you, but no, I did not turn down a real medical career to pursue YouTube. But I mean, I feel like once you get to the point where you can no longer hold an iPhone, you probably took too much.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. Holy Oh my god, yeah. No, I'm having a good time. Holy fuck. Yeah, let me go sit.
You just sound like a fool. And I can understand a little bit of what you're saying because I've hung out with a lot of people who drink, who get drunk. I've hung out with people who do that. I'm having a good time. Sure, you're having a good time. You're leaning over. You're holding your head. You're holding your eyes. That's when you know that person's gone. That person's not going to be fun anymore. The moment they sit down, they're going to pass out or they're going to vomit, and then that's it. They're going to pass out, they're going to vomit, they're gone. They could be dancing, having fun, chilling. The moment they sit down, man, I'm so fucked up, man. And then you turn around for a few seconds to talk with a group of people. You turn back around, person slumped over, passed out. This is not a fun person to hang out with. You went too far, you went too overboard. and you continuously drank till you put yourself into a stupor, or you continuously did methamphetamines until you put yourself into a stupor. How you administer and take the meth, I have no idea. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. You just need to stop. Hopefully this OD experience you had, hopefully it didn't damage anything too bad, and you wake up from this and you stop. You think ODing is something fun or something simple. Oh, I'm healthy, I'm 20, I could bounce back. Do you want to have a stent in your heart? Do you want to have any of these medical conditions that will stop you from living a good life, a healthy life? Like I've never heard of this before. I've never heard of this before. This is beyond measures crazy. This is beyond measures crazy. Like why do all this? If you end up ODing and your life is over, you'll be forgotten. For instance, look at Mac Miller. He was a pretty good rapper. He had that one song that I liked, Donald Trump. That was a pretty good song that I liked. I think he had that song back in 2010. He was pretty popular, making some pretty good music. I was like, okay, Mac Miller's pretty cool. He's pretty chill. Man ended up ODing. Life is gone. Money's gone. Friends are gone. They're living their own life now. For what? Because you wanted to do drugs. Because of what? Because you have money going into your pocket. What other problems do you have? I know everybody has their own issues. Everybody has their own problems, whether it be your spouse, sick family members, all the pressure weighing down on you, feeling like you have so much pressure, like you have to take care of other people. So then you turn to drugs or alcohol to alleviate the pressures of those things. You have to stop. You have to stop. I think the best people, when they make money and they become rich and successful, I think it's best when you're mediocre or poor. When you start off mediocre or poor and you build your wealth the correct way, not in an illegal way. When you build your wealth by working hard, being honest, and building it the correct way, even if it's by doing Twitch, like video game Twitch, or any of these things like PewDiePie, if it's building the wealth that way, I think you're so much better off. Because when you're poor or when you're mediocre or just average, you're working a regular job, you have your regular spouse, or you have your regular girlfriend or boyfriend, you have your regular thing going on. You're not doing drugs. If you drink, it's on occasion. You're not a drunk. You're not turning to these things, these poisonous things that will affect you. So then when you get rich and famous, or if you get a lot of money, you already have that sense of self and sense of self-worth and connection to God, connection to love and peace and family. You already have that connection. So it's not going to affect you. You're not going to want to dip into drugs. You're not going to want to dip into over drinking, overindulging. You're going to be at a good point. So you'll be able to be successful. If stresses get to you, it's not going to hinder you too much. The only time it may hinder you too much is if the whole spouse and divorce and all that stuff starts affecting you, and children being taken away. Then that could start affecting you to the point where you may want to pick up a bottle or may want to do something. Who knows at that point? Those are for other people to handle those things themselves and on the way they want to handle it. But for people who start off in that sense, at that level, and they grow and become something better, I think that's a whole lot better. Now, I don't know if Clavicular started off average. I don't know if his parents are wealthy. I have no idea. Maybe he started off mediocre, maybe he started off average. But he even if he did start off average, he jumped into drugs and all this stuff so fast and so quickly that he didn't even have the opportunity to even build a character for himself. He didn't have the ability or time to even piece together what he wanted to achieve in life. It's like he's playing random achievements. As he's growing, I want this, I want that, I want this. This is what I want to do. No, this is what I want to do. So as he's achieving, as he's getting older, because he's only 20, he's changing his mind. He's gathering things. He's collecting things. He's hitting different metrics as he's doing the drugs, which makes everything worse because you're bringing in the drugs with you as you go up to the top instead of leaving them down there or instead of never touching them at all. Let's get back into the video.
Somewhere. Holy fuck. Let's go sit down right here. Oh yeah?
Yeah, let's go sit down in an empty bar.
Oh my god. Holy fuck.
Okay, so I feel like it's pretty obvious that his friends and his...
None of his friends even care about him. The way this guy is talking, oh my gosh, oh F, oh F, oh my gosh, because I don't know how many F words that I can say. Oh my gosh, oh whoa, I'm so messed up. Oh, whoa. All this stuff he's saying, not once, this dude in the white cap included, this white guy right here, not once has any friend or any bodyguard said, hey man, are you good? Or hey bro, are you good? Do you need a water? Nobody has said anything. Anything. Maybe they said something on the escalator. They said, are you having fun? Or I don't know. Maybe they said something, but it was such a whisper, like I couldn't even hear it because they didn't really mean it if they did say it. So, again, not one person has asked, are you good? This is how a lot of actors and famous people die because they hang out with these yes men who watch them do drugs, who watch them drink until they OD. And then that's when they want to, oh my gosh, they get the phone and they call police and they call ambulance and they rush to the hospital. Sometimes they get there too late because y'all let it happen. I would never in my life have a friend who was drinking to the point where they're passing out, throwing up, vomiting, almost choking on their own vomit, or doing hardcore drugs like this without me saying something. I would never. I would tell them, you gotta stop. And if they don't listen, I'm not gonna hang out with you anymore. I'm not gonna be a part of that. Because now if I hang out with you and you do OD in my presence, that's gonna be on me. That's gonna haunt me because I'm gonna be like, I tried to get you to stop, you didn't listen, and I still hung out with you. So I was still a part of this. I was still engaging in this stupid activity. So as soon as I tell one of my friends, I don't have any friends that do drugs or drink like this anyway, but as soon as I tell one of my friends that this, and they decide to keep doing it, we're not hanging out anymore. We're not hanging out anymore. If I was Clavicular's friend and I told him to stop doing the drugs, I said, hey man, you need to stop with the drugs or at least slow it down, stick to weed, stick to something that's not so detrimental to your life, man. Stick to something small. And he decided to be like, no, I'm still gonna do it. Then man, my guy, I can't hang out with you anymore. I don't care how much money comes flowing my way. I can't hang out with you anymore. I've already at that point, I've already hung out with you enough. My face has been in your streams and videos and whatnot. I could do something and make it on my own, man. I'm good. I'm out. If I want to keep up if I would want to keep up with the whole social media stuff, I could try to do it on my own. I'm not going to hang out with you. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Then you have your so-called friends and bodyguards carrying your limp body, dangling, carrying your limp body to the car so they could take you to the hospital, so they could pump your stomach or do whatever they have to do to give you Narcan to wake you up. My guess is I don't think this guy's still gonna slow down. I don't think he is. I think he's gonna be like, you know, I just went too hard on it, man. I just gotta take less. I think he's gonna slow down in the sense he's just gonna do less drugs for a while, but then it's gonna pick up again, and he's gonna continue to do more and more and more. This will probably happen again. In all honesty, this will probably happen again. And if it's fentanyl that he's messing with as well, all it takes is one bad batch of fentanyl, one whiff, and you're gone. You're gone. Let's get back into it.
His team, like his bodyguards, are aware that he's on something. You know, generally you don't ask somebody if they're okay like 7 times in a 30-second span unless you know that there's a very real chance that they might not be. And I think that this just really goes to show that somebody who actually cares about this guy should really probably get involved with him. You know, I'm sure he hasn't made that all too easy based off some of the interviews he's given, but when somebody is losing all...
Has somebody said, "Are you okay?" I haven't heard that at all. And I don't care enough to go back to even see. Somebody in the comments, let me know. I didn't even hear anybody say, "Are you okay?"
Cognitive function in front of you? The answer is not, let's go sit in a bar.
Maybe they don't have a mic. Maybe the person that's saying, "Are you okay?" doesn't have a mic. They're not mic'd up. I don't know. I didn't hear it.
How fucked are you? What? How fucked up are you? Dude, I'm gone. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god.
They don't care. They don't care. You're laughing. How effed are you? Ha 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 ha. Can I get some ice water? And then you got a smile on your face. What is going on? What is going on, man? With this Timu Sylvester Stallone.
Was this shit? Holy fuck. Holy me.
So it's at this point that I think the bodyguard tells the cameraman to take the camera off of Clav, and I think it's pretty likely that he goes and tells somebody to call 911. You can see it because there's a mirror. He whispers something in the cameraman's ear and then he walks off, and the stream ends like 20 seconds after this. Shit looks pretty bad.
How do you feel?
They don't care. This guy's smoking an e-cigarette or smoking a joint or smoking something, and the other guy, "How do you feel?" And he's smiling, ha 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 ha, like it's a whole joke. You got somebody struggling and passing out, failing to even form sentences, and you're smiling and laughing like it's a big joke. Cause y'all are young. I get it. Y'all are young. Y'all are stupid. Y'all are immature. I was young once. I would never have done something like this. I was young and stupid once. Yes, I would maybe go out drinking and get a little tipsy with my friends. We'd get a little tipsy, get a little drunk, and we'd act a fool. But not to the point where somebody's passing out and they're falling and they look like they're actually, their life is diminishing from them. We wouldn't find that funny. We would be extremely worried. That would knock the feeling of being tipsy or drunk right out of our bodies. It would be erased. Because all the what's the word? All the synapses in our brains will be firing. All the chemicals in our brain would be moving, and all the chemicals in the body will be moving throughout our body, and they would give us that small sense of realization that, oh man, we gotta handle this problem now. Sure, we'll still be drunk, but we would be like, we got to handle this problem now. This is why you should always, if y'all are going to be going out to go drink or go do whatever you have to do, have the one sober friend or have the one friend who's not going to get as messed up as all of you. Have a serious friend in the group. Always have a serious friend in your group. Have a serious friend who knows how to perform life-saving measures, CPR, chest compressions, whatever they have to do. Have a serious friend in the group. Don't have all bumbling fools in your group where everybody's scrambling on what to do. Have somebody smart in the group. In this case, he has a few bodyguards that are pretty smart. The one guy who whispered in his ear to go and handle the situation if that's what happened. But I guess as bodyguards, y'all can't really voice your opinion on their actions. You're just there to watch him and watch over him, which would again be you're a bodyguard. You should watch over him, and if he's doing these drugs, you'd be like, hey man, stop. But hey, you want your paycheck, I get it. Let's get on with the video. Looks like it's about to end soon anyway. Look at this guy falling backwards.
When did you last take blues? You want natty? You want natty?
Okay, so that's pretty much all we've got. The stream
guy
ends like
asked
10 seconds after this. And those last
Hold on, I'm sorry. This
did you
guy
last take
asked if
blue?
would you last take blue? Do you want an Addy?
You want natty? You want natty?
Okay, so that's pretty much all we've got.
You know he's not your friend. You see that this guy is strung out. You're asking him, do you want an Addy? Even if he says he wants an Addy, you should look at him and be like, dude, what the heck are you talking about? You're not getting any more. You're cut off for tonight. You're good. What do you mean, do you want an Addy?
God, the stream ends like 10 seconds after this. And those last 10 seconds are pretty much the only evidence we have to like what actually happened here. According to Twitter users and Google, the two most bulletproof sources on Earth, when somebody says the term blue in the context of drug usage, it's referring to a counterfeit oxycodone pill that is typically laced with fentanyl. Now, apparently there are other things the term can refer to, but it seems like this is likely the case, especially since his friend asks him if he wants an Addy. Once he realizes that he's like really fucking gone. This was a big talking point on Twitter because a lot of people are like, oh my god, this guy's a terrible friend, but apparently it's a pretty common misconception that if you're ODing on a downer, that using a stimulant like an Adderall can help you. Now again, apparently it's a misconception, but it seems like his friend was trying to help him because he knew what he was on. Now, like I mentioned, that's where the stream ended.
I don't care what you say. If you to get a stimulant to boost it up, whatever you're talking about, nah. That's a horrible friend. I don't care if you're down and you're passing out and you take a stimulant to get wired up and get that energy. No. It could maybe have an effect of the opposite, and you could OD because you're taking more drugs. It could damage your liver even more. It can hurt you or end you even faster. Do you want an Addy? Look at this guy, man. These are the friends you have hanging around you. These are your friends.
And still nothing has really been confirmed yet. However, again, the keen and observant August the Duck viewer would know that my sleep schedule has been absolutely fucking terrible for the last few weeks. So when I started filming this video, it was like 4 in the morning. Now it is not 4 in the morning. And in that time, Clavicular has gone live again, and he said this.
What happened? Nothing. I'm not gonna really get into it too much. Don't really want to talk about it, not gonna lie. Don't really want to talk about that. But I ain't gonna be doing any of that shit anymore.
So, I mean, on one hand, I guess it's...
You sure you're not? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. You're not even an upfront person. You're not even an honest person. You did something stupid. You took some drugs that messed you up. And then you sit there and you're like, I'm not going to talk about it. You're going to be a little bitch. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to... You always run away from your problems. You run away from your issues. And then you sit there and you have the gall You have the goal to talk about other women and how other women treat men and how women in society treat this. And you sit there and you have the goal to be like, I'm not going to talk about it like a little bitch after you did some drugs and you almost ended your life. Be honest, be upfront about your mistakes. I went too much into it. This happened. I'm never doing that again. Like, it's dangerous. I need to start changing some of my ways. Be honest, be a man about it. Crazy, man, crazy. Good thing is that you're alive. Good for you. I'm glad you're alive. You're gonna end your life very early if you continue down this path. And then all this that you have back there with these sweet stairs, those nice stairs, this looks like a penthouse loft. This nice penthouse loft. It will go to who? It will go to who? Will your friends keep it? It will go to the government. It will go to whoever's the next person who comes in and moves in. And then again, you're a footnote. You will become a nobody. You will become a past. You'll become jokes for YouTubers to make jokes and make funny commentary and laugh. And I could see the headlines because they call it, what do they call it? Maximum cringe max? Look maxing? I think it's called look maxing. I was going to say lookism. I could see it in the headlines. When look maxing goes wrong, or overdose look maxing, or overdose on look maxing, whatever headline they'll have that look maxing in there with whatever headline when it comes to time that if you don't change your ways, that your life is cut short because of these drug habits. Very foolish. That's all I have to say. Very foolish.
It's kind of a good sign that he's saying he's not going to do this shit again, but I mean, I feel like that's probably the mindset of a lot of people who have a close call like this. How long that will actually be his mindset, who really knows? I mean, like 10 seconds after he says this, he goes straight into promoting a club that he's apparently going to be at tonight. So I mean, like, I feel like this guy is surrounded by the wrong people. Hot take, I know. But there's a difference between being surrounded by people who are just pieces of shit and being around people who are pieces of shit that can like affect your safety and your health. And clearly we are dealing with the latter here. Like, look, don't get me wrong, this guy is responsible for his own actions. He's not.
And the people act like their body recovers, like their body is a video game character. Your body recovers. You have an episode where you OD or a heart attack, or your body shuts down and then you get revived, you wake up. People act like your body just bounces back, it's 100% again. Your body is slowly dying by itself. All of our bodies are dying by itself slowly as we age anyway. You're speeding up that process and you're killing your body even faster with all these drugs, all this alcohol that you're putting in your system, that you're overdoing. You're destroying yourself even faster, and your body is not recovering from that. No matter what a doctor says, oh, you'll make a full recovery. That's just slogan slang. That's what all doctors would say. Oh, you sprained your ankle, you broke your leg, you'll make a full recovery. Yeah, you'll recover to the point where you're walking, but that leg will never be the same again because it broke once or it sprained once. So that injury is still there in your leg. It's not 100% anymore. It's not 100%. You injured the leg, it's injured. You OD'd and you passed out, you went to the hospital, they did whatever they did. They pumped your stomach or whatever they had to do. Your body took damage from that. Like your body and your mind more than likely as well took damage from that. But you keep recording on your phone and going out to clubs and promoting of clubs and everything like that, because all these clubs are using you. They don't care about your life. They saw that you just OD'd, and they're still willing for you to come to their club and promote them. They know they have social media accounts. They saw that you OD'd the previous night or the previous day, whenever this happened. They saw that you recently OD'd, and they're still like, hey man, are you coming to our club to promote our club to your millions of viewers? come promote our club. They don't care about your life. They want your promotion. They don't care about your life. They don't care. Let's get on with the video.
Some helpless kid, but I mean, like, if you have a team that actually cares about your well-being, like, at all, they're gonna say, you know what, Clavicular, you just fucking OD'd last night. Let's call off the club promo for the night. Let's stay in. But instead, there's some guy off camera saying, hey, dude, you gotta film this promo, you gotta film this video. Like, this dude's in a bad spot. Now, did he put himself in that spot? Absolutely. But he's probably not gonna be able to get out of it unless he distances himself from this team and these people that he's calling his friends. I mean, when you're 20 years old and you're running a stack, you're doing every single peptide under the sun, you're drinking every night, and then you start doing opioids, you're not gonna live very long. If something does not change, this guy's gonna die, and it's gonna be soon. And that's a terrible thing to have to say about somebody, but I mean, it's just true. This has happened time and time again to influencers who have lived a similar lifestyle to Clavicular. If this guy has truly been running a stack since he was 14 like he claims, and now he's drinking while using opioids to the point where you're ODing, this guy's gonna die in like the next year.
He's been doing drugs since he was 14. He's been doing drugs since he was 14 years old. Oh man, I don't know what to say. Whatever friends that you have that are streamers out there, I really hope they call you and they tell you to get a new team of people around you. You need a new team of people around you that actually care about your life. You have somebody in the background that's telling you you got to do this promotion. I don't know what to say. This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me.
If something doesn't change. You don't live very long doing those three things together. Nobody does. You can't. Obviously, I don't think many of us are huge fans of this guy, but the last thing I want to see is anybody die. So I truthfully hope that this guy can get the help he needs and hopefully distance himself from the people that might be holding him back from that. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? Like I said,
Yeah, I guess that's the end of the video. The point of this, I guess the point driven in this, I guess, would be life has many challenges. Life has many challenges. We all go through many things. We all try to find those times to enjoy ourselves and indulge in certain things, which is guaranteed and it's okay. But you have to watch out what you do. You have to be fruitful with your life. You can't just throw it away. You have to surround yourself with people who love you and care about your well-being, not care about what they could gain from you or what they can lose by being around you. You got to hang out with people who actually care about your well-being and who want the best for you. This guy just needs a whole new group of people to hang out with that aren't doing these things. And I understand when you start off young and you have the same young friends and y'all are hanging out, doing stuff, making videos, doing drugs, drinking. When you're with those group of friends, y'all are having fun and you really feel in your heart that they're close to you. You really feel in your heart that they're your friends, that y'all will do anything. But that will easily change for them if the roles were flipped, if they were offered millions of dollars in a movie role and they were told to distance themselves from you, they would immediately distance themselves from you. They would immediately do it. You gotta watch out who you hang out with. You gotta care about your life. Clavicular, you gotta cut the drugs out. You're too young. That's about it, guys. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next video. Sonder days.